Hello, I'm Gord. Thanks for listening today. I'm going to give you an overview of chapters 11 to 13 in the book of Revelation. So if you have a Bible, open it to chapter 11 of Revelation. There was given to me, in verse 1, a measuring rod like a staff, and someone said, "Rise and measure the temple of God and the altar, and those who worship in it. Leave out the court which is outside the temple, and do not measure it. For it has been given to the nations, and they will tread underfoot the holy city for 42 months. So again, that 42-month period, 1,260 days, 1,260 prophetic years. This is showing, I believe, from the time Constantine subverted the church right up until the French Revolution, and then afterwards where God takes charge of earth's affairs. It's showing the whole panorama. And the reason leave the court out which is outside the temple, do not measure it, it's because Christianity has been subverted, and the true temple, which is composed of the true people of Christ, will remain mostly hidden during this 1,260 years. In chapter 12, there's this beast, and it says there's this woman who's with child, and this dragon beast is watching her because he's going to devour her child when it's born. And this dragon has 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his heads were 7 diadems. So he's waiting for this child to be born so he can eat him, kill him. But she gives birth to the son, a male child, who is to rule all the nations with a rod of iron. Her child was caught up to God and to his throne. So this child is Jesus, obviously. And who persecuted Jesus as a child and as a man? Imperial Rome. So the 7 heads and 10 horns is Imperial Rome and is controlled by Satan the devil. Now in chapter 13, there's another beast coming up, having 10 horns and 7 heads. So again, 10 horns, 7 heads. This is Rome. In chapter 17, we'll see that this woman sits on 7 hills, which is also Rome, right? The beast which I saw was like a leopard, and his feet were like those of a bear, and the mouth of a lion. Okay, so again, we think of Daniel, right? The leopard beast and the bear beast and the mouth of a lion, right? Which was Babylon. So we connect back to Daniel through these symbols. And one of its heads had been slain, and his fatal wound was healed. Well, what happened? In the 5th century, Germanic tribes came down and destroyed Rome. Imperial Rome was no more. It was gone. On the Western Empire, that is. The Eastern Empire remained for some centuries, but the Western Empire was destroyed by Germanic tribes. But the papacy arose, and they took all the knowledge with them and put it in libraries with the monks, and they used this knowledge to subvert the countries of Europe so that the papacy became foremost. How do we know it's a papacy? He opened his mouth in blasphemies against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle, that is, those who dwell in heaven. And the Pope, especially during the Middle Ages, was known for having a big blasphemous mouth. So they persecuted Christians, and he was arrogant, controlling, domineering, and this was the papacy. Now another beast arises, and again in time sequence. Verse 11, I saw another beast coming up out of the earth. He had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spoke as a dragon. Okay, so lamb beast speaks like a dragon. So it pretends to be Christian, but this is hypocrisy. Okay, he has 2 horns. Okay, so that means it must be a dual power, because the ram beast in Daniel had 2 horns, and it was a dual power as explained by the angel, Media and Persia, in a partnership. Okay, at first Media was the more powerful partner, and later its partner became more powerful, Persia, that is. He exercises all the authority of the first beast. Okay, that's the papacy. So now this beast, this lamb, 2-horned lamb beast, becomes the new Roman power on the earth. Okay? He makes fire come down out of heaven in the presence of men. He deceives those who dwell on the earth because of the signs that were given him to perform in the presence of the beast. Which beast? The papacy. That means the papacy and this two-horned lamb beast must be around at the same time. Okay? There was given him to give breath to this image of the beast. So they make an image of the beast. The beast was the papacy. The image of the beast would look like the papacy, be similar. Well, King Henry VIII built the Church of England, and it looked just like the papacy. Altars, priests in robes, incense, holy water. You know, it was the image of the beast, and it also persecuted those that did not bow to its authority. And as other Protestant churches sprung up in Germany and in other countries in Europe, many of them were also state Protestant churches that persecuted anyone that did not bow to its authority. So it was the image of the beast. Okay? It was given to him to give breath to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast might even speak and cause as many as do not worship the beast to be killed. All right? And then he causes all, great and small, to be given a mark, all right, on their right hand or on their forehead. So by what you do and what you think. Okay? No one was able to buy or sell except the one who has a mark, either the name of the beast or the number of his name. Well, the mark of the beast, and you can't buy or sell unless you have this mark. This is sanctions. So this power, this land beast here, must have the power to impose sanctions on any country. And here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast. Now, this beast that it's talking to here refers back to the papacy, but it's a little ambiguous. So basically what this is saying is, watch out for this man whose number is 666. It will be an exceedingly sinful man, blasphemous, loudmouth, abusive, criminal, be the worst of humanity. Well, we've seen this in many of the popes in the Middle Ages. We also saw this in King James Stewart, who said, if you disobey the king, you disobey God. So King James the Stewart I was also a blasphemous 666 man. So we've seen the Pope, King James Stewart I, but I believe this is put here for a purpose. Here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it's the number of a man, and his number is 666. So we should be looking for an exceedingly sinful man. We've seen it in the papacy. We've seen it in the Church of England and Great Britain under King James Stewart and his son Charles Stewart. Arrogant people that felt that they have God's authority to say and do and whatever they feel like, and you can't argue with it. But I believe there is going to be one more 666 man coming out of the land beast before we're done here. And this very election coming up this year could very well put Donald Trump into the presidency. And so we should be watching very carefully to see if this could be a fulfillment of the final 666 man. I don't know, but I'm looking very carefully at this situation, because if he does come to power, we are going to have a period of darkness like we haven't seen for some time. So who is this land beast? It pretends to be Christian, but it doesn't act like it, okay? It has the ability, it has all the authority of Rome. It's the superpower of our time. It has the ability to impose sanctions on anyone it wants, any country, person, business, and bring them to their knees economically. Who is this? There's only one answer. It's America in partnership with Great Britain. America in partnership with Great Britain is the land beast of Revelation 13:11 forward. Do not be deceived.